Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily. Today we will be talking about Friday's news as well as some news today on Saturday. We have quite a bit we need to get through, so let's go ahead and get started. First off, the stock for Friday was down 4.15% and it was down 0.5% in the after hours. Tesla was down 1/3%, up 0.05% in the after hours. Rivian was down 5% with almost down another 0.5% in the after hours. They are now at $46 a share. Rivian has a $41.5 billion market cap and Lucid has a $41.6 billion market cap. So a slight difference there. Next, you have this announcement from Lucid saying we'll be making a cameo at the Oscars. See you tomorrow night. So the Oscars is a huge award ceremony that will be held tomorrow night, and I'll get into more of the details about exactly what we should be expecting. Next, you did have Lucid officially opening their Canadian store. It says we're back, Canada. Lucid Motors opens its latest international studio in Toronto. And as you can tell, their studios are pretty cookie cutter. They look exactly like a lot of the studios that they have around here in the United States. If you have not yet, I highly encourage you to go check out some of these studios. They're really cool. This is a similar interior, and then you put the VR goggles on and you can kind of customize your own Lucid experience and the kind of car you want. Next, you can see some swag here. Again, these are very similar to all the different studios that they have around the world. And next, you did have this article that came out. It came out and it said 2022 Lucid Air Dream Edition performance is an amazing first effort. Now, this article is mainly everything that you expect from a normal Lucid review. Amazing reviews, glowing performance, and things like that. But they did mention something that was kind of odd. I don't do this to kind of shine a light on it, but I just think it was a unique thing. Like I said, they have a lot of similar reviews as a lot of other companies, but this was just kind of a one-off thing that I want to talk about. It said, we did experience one aerodynamic hiccup. Up near the Air's top speed, the wheels flung a half a dozen glossy plastic aerodynamic inserts high into the air like an exploding pinwheel. Were they not seated properly? Possibly. But what are the odds of 3 or 4 wheels were misassembled? That three or four wheels were misassembled. Autobahn drivers, beware. So I think this is just a coincidence. Hopefully it doesn't ever happen again. But this is an interesting thing to note. Hopefully it's just a one-time occurrence and we don't see this happening again. Because I'd really hate for a Lucid to be on a freeway or a highway going a pretty high speed and for those plastic inserts to fly off and hit another car. That's just bad news and we don't like that. So hopefully this is just a one-time thing. It doesn't happen again. Next, Lucid Motors drives to Oscars as many car advertisers stay away. Now this is interesting. Now I kind of flip-flopped a little bit on my perspective here. And let me tell you exactly why I flip-flopped. First, you do have this paragraph. It says, Lucid Motors, a manufacturer of electric vehicles that believes it can compete with traditional auto companies like Mercedes-Benz, has typically spent most of its TV advertising money for around sports and news programming. On Sunday, it will sponsor the Oscars, an entertaining program for the first part of the bid to get its name out to a broader audience. Disney's ABC has been seeking about $1.7 to $2.2 million for $million for a 30-second ad slot. And these aren't solidified numbers; these are just estimates. So I went ahead and tried to figure out how many cars people would need to reserve from the advertisement for them to break even on this. And if the ad costs at the peak $2.2 million, they would need to have 28.4 reservations of the Air Pure, so 29. And then the Air Touring, they would need 23 reservations. And the Grand Touring, they would need just 16 reservations needed to recoup the cost of the ads. So seeing these numbers, I can't help but think that they can get enough reservations from doing this big ad to draw attention to the company, as well as the cars to get at least 15 reservations, hopefully a lot more. And here I have highlighted a couple of key parts of the thing. It says some big car advertisers have pulled back in recent months, according to ad sales executives and media buyers owing to supply chain issues that are making the prospect of keeping their products coming off the assembly line a difficult one at best. So from what I can understand is this article is saying that these auto manufacturers are not advertising because they can't afford to have that many more reservations or that many cars produced because the supply chain issues are so prevalent. So hopefully Lucid can just get more of those reservations flooding in, and hopefully it comes in at a cheaper price because it's less competitive for the ads. Next, this is from I forget his name. It's Curry. I think he's the vice president of advertising, and he said, talking about our product right now is the single best way we can tell people about who we are as a brand. You can see the design and the technology that's in it. And then he said that they're aware that the advertisers that the Oscars have not been as highly viewed as they have in the past, and they understand that, but they are hopeful it will be a really nice moment for the industry, entertainment in general, for people to tune in. Again, just a reminder, they need just 16 people to reserve a Grand Touring for them to break even on that ad. To break even. If they can get 30 air pure, that ad was worth it. So this is where Lucid's high cost vehicle helps quite a bit in the advertising games, because if they can get just 16 people. Now, if you were to advertise anywhere for these vehicles, the Oscars is exactly the demographic you're looking for. A high, like eye-catching, you have a high performance car as well as an electric car, which is extremely popular. And if people don't want a Tesla, this is quite possibly the second best option for an electric vehicle for these people. Now, the big caveat is the waiting time, but maybe these celebrities don't care and they just want to say that they have a Lucid. So honestly, I think at first when I read it, I was like, really, that's what we're going to spend the ad dollars on? But after thinking about it, I'm like, that's actually not that bad of if you had to advertise anywhere, that's probably where I would advertise. So again, not bad at all. There was also, it looks like Orlando Bloom is supposed to be driving a Lucid Air around LA this weekend, and Cody Smith McPhee, nominated for supporting actor in his work in Power of the Dog, will supposedly arrive to the Oscars in a Lucid on Sunday. So again, these are huge advertising plays for people that may actually reserve a Lucid. They aren't advertising to the lower income folk or the folk that don't really care about a luxurious vehicle. They're going for the big names. They're going for the big money. So I actually, after thinking about it, I'm not that mad that they're advertising the Oscars. Hopefully we can see a bump in reservations, and hopefully they can recoup those advertising costs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoy my perspective on Lucid and you want daily Lucid news and information that's in a mid down the road opinion, consider subscribing. Like always, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.